You know those girls that always look clean? Their skin is always glowing, their lips are always glossed, and they never ever look like they're wearing too much makeup? We may not be them, but here's how to get their look.
So why was I waiting there for like a second? So I'm just going straight into it, and the first thing I'm going to do is moisturize my skin. I always start off with my skin prep because my skin is dry, and skin prep for me is really important because even when the skin looks good and you prep really nice, the makeup just sits and looks better. That is why I always like to take time to do my skincare. Not really skincare, but like I take time to prep my face before I start applying all the foundations, the concealers, and hydrating your skin underneath the makeup will also help your skin to look less dull. And just applying foundation to dry skin can make the makeup look cakey. Yeah. The next step for me is brows, and I'm just going in with my spoolie to like arrange my brows. I use edge control to mold my brows in place to give it that. It helps in giving it the feathered look when you like start going in with your eyebrow pencil, because now it kind of, how do I explain this? Now that my brows are in place, I'm able to go in with my eyebrow pencil using really light strokes, very light strokes, and low pressure to like fill in some blank spaces and make the brows look full, kind of fluffy full. Of course, I'll go in with the spoolie again into my brows to get rid of harsh lines or anything like that, and just make everything look cohesive and together, if you know what I mean. So right now, okay, let me tell you what I'm doing here. You know how I told you that my skin is very dry? Well, this is an extra step for me in my makeup application. I always want my beauty blender to be soaked up with moisturizer. So like I put some moisturizer on my hand and work that moisturizer into the beauty blender. Then after work, start dabbing it on my face. This is just personal step for me, because I want that beauty blender to soak up the moisturizer. So next step is foundation, and I always have to mix and match shades to get my perfect shade. It might not come out the perfect shade, but like it comes close. And it looks a little bit dark. Yeah, it does, but like it doesn't matter because everything will balance out eventually. It will balance out eventually. Foundation has to be like one of my favorite steps in makeup application, because I do not rest until everything is blended. I just love seeing how the skin comes together, looking all supple and blended well. So I dab, no swipey, just dab. I just say dabbing only. And remember that I had like moisturizer inside this beauty blender, so everything just mixes. So yeah, this is when I'm done blending, and I just want to show you how it looks up close. Just a look at that skin, bruh. Are you feeling that? Because I'm feeling that. Next up is concealer, and I'm just applying that into the normal place I always apply concealer on my forehead, under my eyes, my chin, and my cupid's bow, and I just blend all of that out with a brush. I always like blending out my concealer with a brush, but I like blending my foundation with a beauty blender. That just works perfectly fine for me, and I love the way it always looks at the end. I remember how I told you that my foundation looked a little bit too dark. It looks dark to me, I don't know, but yeah, it looks dark. I always go in with a a lighter concealer to, you know, even everything out and even the complexion out. And you see the same beauty blender that has the moisturizer in it. Yeah, that is why I always going with that extra step. Like, I always want to use beauty blender to blend everything out at the end, just so it looks more blended and seamless and very natural. Oh god, next is the blush, my favorite step, and I'm just blending that out into what they call this part of the face. Is it temples? Yeah, it's in my temples and my cheekbones. I'm using this to just give me like a bit of color, you know, make me look glowing. And I still blend, and I even still blend it out with a beauty blender at the end of everything. I'm going in with a little bit of pressed powder to set my concealers in place. And I still even use the beauty blender at the end, like, you know, just press in the powder. And I love the way it looks because it looks very natural and it just blends the powder to the foundation and it just looks amazing to me. And that's why I always love doing this step, this same beauty blender with the moisturizer. And I'm going in with, you know, powder to set my entire face. Just little powder, you don't need much. Less is more here, okay? You don't need a lot of powder to set your face. And I'm still using the same beauty blender to just melt all that powder. And finally, I'm using the setting spray to set everything in place. Now look at that, look at that. Can you see that? Yeah, still using the beauty blender to lightly press that setting spray into the makeup. Yeah, I feel like whenever I do this, my makeup lasts longer, and it just, can you see how it just makes it look like it has that glow from within? Remember, I was using this same beauty blender. And why am I making so much emphasis on that beauty blender and moisturizer? I'm so silly. So I'm going in with, I've already gone in, but like I'm doing my lip liner. I always have to line my lips before applying any sort of lipstick or gloss, because it just makes your lips look more plump and more just more that's all. So I'm blending that in. I'm making sure to mix that properly, you know. And I'm going in with this gloss. Can you see how juicy that looks? I finished work. I finished work properly, and just look at how that looks. So yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at this and you're looking at it too, and this looks so amazing. Can you see the base? This is one of my favorite looks to pull off, and it's so minimal effort. Yeah, minimal effort. And that's what I love about the clean girl look. It's just essentially a natural looking beat that focuses on, you know, dewy and glowy skin. And yeah. Yeah, another thing I love doing is drawing in my bird marks and giving myself more bird marks. I just think it's like a nice accessory to a look. It looks really good, and that's why I love doing them. I'm still going in with that beauty blender, but like, see why I love doing it. Can you see how the base looks so melted on my face? I don't think I have to say more. We are finally at the end, and this is the final product, guys. I am in love. Are you not in love? Because I'm in love. Anyways, so yeah, If you found this video helpful, you can give me a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can find me on Instagram at VivianX. And bye until the next video.